Hello friends, near and far, dear to my heart, I'm Victoria with the Lion Soul Tarot. This reading will be for Libra and all Libra placements found within your birth chart or wherever you have 7th house influence in your chart. If you don't know what any of those placements are, just know that I offer one-on-one personalized birth chart readings where we dive into the hidden archetypes of your birth chart. With each of my readings, you get a full tarot spread, birth chart notes, and a private pre-recorded video for you to reflect on at any given moment. In this reading, we will discuss astrology for your sun ascendant signs, tarot, and oracle messages. I'm trying a new format where I'm doing a separate love video. The link will be provided in the description box below if you are looking for those specific messages. There always seems to be some crossover, and I highly encourage you to watch both readings for all your placements to get a deeper perspective. We are in Aquarius season. Aquarius takes the spotlight with this massive shift into Pluto. We will be discussing what this means for you. We are stepping through the threshold of this age of Aquarius, and it's all about unconventional, open-minded, forward thinking. Aquarius strips away the labels and the stereotypes, and it dares us to see beyond them. Now, Libra, let's get into your reading. Well, hello there, Libra. Welcome to your February forecast. Thank you for joining me in this space. So let's get into it, okay? So we're going to start with our astrology piece for you. And mainly this month, I'm focusing in on this Pluto and Aquarius transit. We're seeing this kind of bleed out into other aspects, other planets. This Aquarius energy is taking the spotlight. Pluto is a very slow moving planet. It's a lot like our Saturn return. And for those of you that are not familiar with this, our Saturn return happens every 28 years. And the way that I look at astrology is it's an evolution, right? Vedic astrology especially, there's like this timeline, right? And you can see where certain parts of your life are going to be influenced and how. So I like to take a little bit of Western and Eastern astrology, and I believe that all of these tools, we are building off of them. Okay, so the reason why I say all this is because no matter what age you are, right? And of course, it doesn't really matter what age you are, but of course, with more life experience, we hopefully evolve, right? So I guess it does depend on how old you are. But if you are experiencing your first Saturn return, say right now, and then we have this Pluto transit, it only happens every 20 years where we change signs. So this is monumental. You're going to look back at this point in your life, all of the signs are, and they're going to take away something, okay? And we're going to talk about what Pluto in Capricorn and what Pluto in Aquarius means specifically for you, Libra, right? Sun ascendant signs through the house system. So again, astrology is an evolutionary process. So I'm going to highlight Pluto in Capricorn because it's been in Capricorn for 20 years. So it's a big part of who you are. And again, Pluto is going to go retrograde into Capricorn at the end of 2024, just for a brief moment, I think like a month. But this influence is still impacting you. So Pluto in Capricorn has been in your 4th house, okay? 4th house is the foundation. It's the home. It's the family. It usually represents the first 7 years of our life. So that's a big house. The 4th, the 7th, the 8th, and the 12th houses are really highly influential, but they all have their own spin and they all have their own meaning, right? So the 4th house does talk a lot about our attachment styles because that's what's developed during the first 7 years of our lives. Our parental figures, our role models, and how they have influenced how we behave and how we relate, right? our attachment styles, like I said, our love language. A lot of this is found in the fourth house. The fourth house also does talk about the actual physical home. You know, when you look at someone's birth chart and you see a lot of fourth house, or you look at their fourth house, you can see how they might act in the home. Because, you know, as humans, we wear many masks. You know, we have a career mask. We have one that we have with our family. We have one that we have with our friends. We have one that we have with our intimate partners. And it's not meaning like we're two-faced or fake. It's just the way that the human psyche works, right? And there are a few people that know your fourth house, right? Those really close, intimate partnerships. So with Pluto's about how we handle crisis. So this can signify massive shifts around the home, massive shifts around the family, maybe trial and error through family conflict. You could be feeling a shift now that it's moving into Aquarius, where you are starting to recognize some ancestral patterns, some karmic lessons that have been passed down through the family. And you are being asked with this Pluto energy to transform it, okay? Pluto energy is about shadow work. It's the deep, dark underground, right? So fourth house is a lot, right, about what's hidden, especially within the home, the family. Not everyone knows about your childhood. So you could be feeling this, you know, this release a little bit, I would say, with now Pluto in Aquarius. So what does Pluto in Aquarius mean for you? Pluto in Aquarius, again, will be predominantly the focus for 2024, but again, it will go back into Capricorn in your fourth house, but it's in your fifth house. Fifth house also talks about family, but the fifth house, the difference with fifth house is it has a little extra flavor. It's not really just about family. It's about creation. So the fourth house is about, you know, our intermediate family, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, siblings, our husband, wife, really close partners, right? Again, how we love, our attachment styles. The fifth house is more about creating our own family. So the fifth house talks about children in that way, you know, and you could be thinking about these things, right? Do I want children? Is this in the cards for me? If you have children, depending again where you are in your life, because a lot of my viewers, you could be 18 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old. This is a general reading, right? So it can look very different depending on where you are on your timeline. I offer birth chart readings where you can really see how this transit is influencing you personally. Because again, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. You literally could be watching your children go off to college, right? So there is definitely some questions there around children, but also the fifth house talks about creativity. So think about entertainment, right? The arts, music, dance. Leo energy is about our passions, what ignites us, what fuels us. The downside, the shadow side, and I like to mention the shadow side with Pluto because, again, Pluto wants us to see our shadow side. The downside of this is overindulgence, addiction, right? Substance abuse, right? Sex, drugs, money, rock and roll. So you could be feeling maybe how you're coping with some sort of family trauma or again, some ancestral patterns that you're noticing in the way that you relate with others. Also, you have this Libra South Node. We'll talk about that. But you could be finding the ways that you cope with the fourth house could negatively affect you in some way. Not for all Libras, but this is some themes that might be coming up for you. How are you healing the fourth house? How are you working through some of the conditions, right, that have been placed on you, passed down to you through your lineage, okay? Highly creative time. You could be feeling bursts of energy, being called to create something, to birth something into this life, and it doesn't have to be just about children, okay? Let's see here. I'm going to pull from the wild unknown archetypes, but with the rest of the planets that are occurring this month, there's a lot of fluidity with the planets, and we've been having this over the last couple months where a lot of the other planets are lining up. Today, as we speak, we have Mars in Aquarius, right, conjunct Pluto, because they're both in Aquarius. So heavy influence of this fifth house, okay? Fifth house is like heart-centered, right? Tapping in and tuning into what your heart is wanting. This is a lot around heart chakra, right? Healing the heart. These are some themes that Pluto is asking of you. Getting connected to your heart space, deepening your love for yourself and others. So we had the new moon in Aquarius. Now we have, again, Mars in Aquarius now, Mercury in Aquarius. Do you see a theme here? And then we have Venus in Capricorn. It is going to be switching off, but Venus in Capricorn, fourth house. So a lot of fourth and fifth house influence for February. And also you are going to be seeing this bleed out into 2024. Okay. So it's not just about February. Again, this Pluto transit is a 20-year cycle. So these are big themes to think about. And birth chart readings really help you access that timeline to see where you've been and where you're going, okay? All right, well, let's get into your reading. Libra Collective. What do we have for Libra for February? What do we have for Libra? Oh, I saw a flipper there. What flipped? Yeah, the orphan's coming up here. The orphan is reminding me of that fourth house. So some of you Libras, the Libra collective that I'm connecting with here today, or whenever you find this, I should say, there's something around your family. You could literally have been in foster care. You could have been adopted. But there's something around feeling neglected. I'm getting like the Five of Pentacles energy here, the orphaned card. Feeling like the black sheep in your family. Another message that I'm getting for you is with the fifth house is about this creative energy, is how to take the pain, the trauma, the betrayal, the neglect, right, for some of you from your childhood, and how can you use that as fuel to help others and to help yourself. There's a lot around being resilient during these times. Yeah, that is the 5. So the 5 represents change, right? So yes, you could be experiencing, again, with this shift, there is change, right? Because you're starting to see the light. You're starting to maybe feel into your heart. Maybe parts of you that you kept hidden, right? The fourth house, you wanted to kind of tuck it away for another day, and it's kind of resurfacing. Some of you Libras could have done a lot of work around your family, right? And then again, things come up again. We can think, oh, I've done all the work. I know what I'm doing. And the next thing you know, slapped by the universe, Pluto, it's tough love. Pluto and Saturn are the 2 planets in the astrology wheel that are not going to be superficial. They're very direct, very straightforward. It's like the father. It's a very masculine energy. I think of Kronos, father time, Saturn energy, and Pluto is Hades, right? It can be very destructive, but through this transformation is this rebirth. It's like the phoenix rising from the ashes. That's what I think of when I think of Pluto. And then we got this Kiss card here. Kiss. So I'm going to read a little bit because I have never pulled this card. This is a new deck for me. I just got this deck like 2 weeks ago, and I'm really starting to study it more because it's so beautiful. There's so much to this deck, and I'm like, why didn't I get this deck years ago? But there's a time and a place, right? So it says, before a first kiss, the air is electrified. Each breath is alive with possibility and magic. What will their lips be like? Their tongue? Do they want me in return? It's a heightened sensation of merging with another, letting in what was moments ago separate, two becoming one. It's risky. It's beautiful. This is a very romantic energy. Intimacy is multi-layered and requires our reflection. Revisit what you consider to be sensual, taboo, acceptable, and shameful. Interesting. So yeah, the message that I'm getting off of this is maybe a mother or father, their way of nurturing. Maybe they were either very affectionate or they weren't very affectionate. You know, say you had a mother who was predominantly very masculine, so operating from their masculine where maybe you weren't nurtured. That's what I'm kind of getting from this orphan card. Maybe you're learning how to love. There's a lot around your attachment styles, and it'd be interesting for you to dive into that. There's a really cool book called Attached. I would highly encourage you to look into it if you haven't heard of it before. But there's something about this sensual energy. This is that 5th house. You could be feeling like this sexual energy bubbling up, right? Plutonic energy is emerging from the shadows. Tapping into your sexuality, breaking some of the social norms or the outdated beliefs that, again, come from your family, okay? There's a lot around your family here. You know, those first 7 years, the way your parents, even if you were raised, say, by an aunt, right? Whoever was your parental figure growing up, we're little sponges as kids, right? We're watching everything. So the first 7 years, it's important for you, Libra, to reflect on how did your guardians show affection? And how did that impact you? Okay, there's something around affection here with the kiss. All right. You could also really be experiencing some beautiful romance. A simple kiss is just awakening this electricity within you. Beautiful. Let's see, what do I want to pull from? I'm going to actually pull from my 78 Elemental deck. What a beautiful deck this is, huh? So shiny. Queen of Cups just flipped down reverse. Yes, a lot around how you showcase your emotions, deepening your emotions for someone or something. If you're single, this could really represent, again, becoming more confident to be vulnerable, expressing yourself. Again, think back to how you were nurtured as a child, the first 7 years of your life. What did intimacy look like, right? Of course, we don't know everything about our parents or who took care of us, but you can tell by simple gestures, even like the way that, you know, they rest their hand on you. Were they very touchy or feely? Did they hug you often? Did they tell you they love you? You know, what are some themes and like maybe triggers that you're finding yourself in relationships as you've gotten older, where you're like, why am I triggered by that? Why am I triggered by someone like touching my back? Or why am I triggered by the way that they kiss me, is what I'm hearing. The way that they love me. Because there could be someone that really wants to love you, but there's something here attached, maybe some sexual trauma even, okay, for some of you. And my heart goes out to you if you've ever had to experience that, you know. But Pluto wants you to dig deep. Okay, Libra Collective. What do we have for you for February? Libra. Okay, we're gonna start here. a lot around family that's coming up here. 10 of Pentacles is here. So 10 of Pentacles is family, traditions, belief, values. This is my 5-10-year plan, you know, but it's in reverse. So this is like, again, breaking free from some sort of belief, traditional values. The Lovers, oof. One storyline that I'm getting here is that maybe your parents don't agree with who you are with. You know, even if you're, say, same sex, maybe you're coming out of the closet for some. Your sexual orientation, gender, all those things, right? It could be going against what your family expectations are, okay, for some. And there's this avoidance here. I feel like you maybe are avoiding to talk to your family about this. But there's a love here. Something that you've been repressing. It looks like a lot of repression here with the Tower in reverse, right? The Tower, when you think of the Tower, this is Scorpionic energy. This is Pluto at its finest, you know? Whatever was built on a faulty foundation is bound to crumble. You know, we think of the Tower, you think of the princess tucked away, you know? I'm getting the story of Rapunzel, you know, being held captive. And there's this like fake ideology of what comfort is. And it's starting to see things at face value here with the Tower, but it's in reverse. So I think, again, there's a little bit of you kind of suppressing this, suppressing your desires. That 5th house, though, it's like this sexual, sacral, creative energy that's coming up for you. You could be dealing with a Gemini as well, or have Gemini in your chart with the Lovers showing up here. I say suppressing because the Ace of Swords is also here in reverse. You know, Ace of Swords is about our truth, acknowledging our truth, awakening to our truth, right? This person here is being enlightened in some way. The sword represents communication. So I feel like this is a hard topic, okay? This is not for the faint of hearted. Let's pull here from the Empathic Oracle, yeah. What other messages do we have for the Libra Collective for February? What else do we have for Libra? Please show me what I need to see for Libra. Again, you can find a love reading, the link below in the description box if you're looking for more of a love reading. A lot of these readings do correlate. Look at that heart chakra. Aries had a similar message last month. You can check to Aries if you have Aries in your placement or you're dealing with an Aries. Let's see, Libra. Libra, please show me what I need to see for Libra. Yeah, I'm sensing like going against the family tradition in some way. For sure, it keeps coming up. Okay, so stuck in chaos. Yeah, I'm getting like 8 of Swords vibe right now from you, where you're just like, for female viewers, you could be feeling like, do I want children? It's maybe that you're feeling that nudge or call or pull. Maybe your parents are like pressuring you or your partner in some way. That could be one thing. And you're feeling a bit stuck, you know, trying to figure out how to balance and merge these energies here. Also with the Lovers showing up earlier, it could literally be a choice in regards to love, right? And we'll look more into that in the love reading. But you could be feeling like entangled in a lover's dynamic, you know, multiple options here. Trying to fit on, you know, which partner is going to really fit and suit you. And I'm getting the message here for you, Libra. It's like there could be one partner in particular that fits the old you. And you're finding that you're really changing. There's something different about you because you're starting to see things from a more open-hearted place, listening to your heart. Something could have happened around the summertime that massively kind of shifted things up. Or this coming summer, you could be feeling some massive shifts. I did mention also with the 4th house, this literally could be like moving homes, moving in with a partner, you know. 4th house does represent the physical home. All right, let's see here. What do we have for Libra? Let's actually pull from the Monology, and then we're going to take this message over to the love reading. Again, you can find that link below. And then you can also find my Patreon channel where I do extended readings for all 12 signs. And all my Patreon members get 20% off of my readings all the time. Birth chart, tarot readings. So feel free to email me to set that up. Check that link out below. What do we have here for Libra? Libra. Believe in the impossible. Emotions are running high. Bring love. So believing in the impossible here, I want to clarify that. What is this believing in the impossible about? This is the blue moon. I don't know what month the blue moon is. I feel like it's coming up. It's a full moon. The full moon in Virgo. Ooh, I forgot to mention this. The full moon is in Virgo in your 12th house. 12th house is a very reclusive place. 4th, 8th, and 12th have a lot of relativity, right? And they relate in different ways, but they have a lot to do with the deep human psyche. The 12th house is Piscean energy. The 12th house asks us to go within. This is very much correlated with Pluto. You know, this is like taking some time out. With the full moon, I feel like you are going to be taking some time out to really sort out your emotions. Is this lust? Is this love? You know, maybe between two people. Working through some of your fears with the 12th house. This is about tapping into your intuition. The 12th house is a highly spiritual house. 12th house also talks about past life. And I'm getting reminded like a past version of yourself. Or who you were as a child, right? First 7 years of your life compared to who you are now and how far you've come. It could be a great time during the full moon in Virgo to journal. Maybe even get yourself into therapy. With the 12th house, it's a great time to really feel into those spaces. But it is a lot around solitude. Making time, making space for yourself to sort out some of these deep emotions that are welling up. The Lovers again, wow. If you're not in a relationship, Libra, there's one knocking. It could be with a Gemini. Very strong Gemini here. But again, the Lovers is not just about unity, love. It just also represents motivation, inspiration, you know, choices. There's some sort of major choice for you. Yeah, 2 of Swords, Tower. Oof. Believe in the impossible, Libra. I just heard what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I wish you all the best, Libra. And again, you can find that love reading below. I hope to find you over there or on my Patreon channel if this is where we part. Bye for now.